Hello everyone and welcome to this week's video tutorial. This will be the final board discussing the same direction cannons, Deferred Chariot versus Deferred Chariot variation. Now, if you have not watched the earlier videos, please do go over them so that you can appreciate how the opening system has evolved. So without further ado, let us begin. Central cannon, Deferred Chariot versus Deferred Chariot. And in this board, instead of h8 plus 7 or p7 plus 1, Red would develop his left horse as an edge horse. Now, in doing so, Red would indicate that he would be prepared to develop material on his left flank and probably target Black's right flank because the speed of development will be faster than that of Black's. Now, usually Black would counter with h2 plus 3, and this happens to be our position of discussion. Now, before we continue, it would be a bad idea to play p1 plus 1 as some of the ancient manuals might suggest, because Red will continue to develop his left flank and command a very important line, because by the 6th ply, Black cannot move either of his chariots and his chariots have trouble developing. So Red will gain tempo, his chariots will be a menace, Black horses cannot advance, and Black will be under attack. So that is why p1 plus 1 would not be a good idea in this situation. As mentioned earlier, this would be the position of discussion for this board, and usually two counters by Red can be seen, and they will be discussed in this board. First would be c8 equals to 7, targeting the horse. And the other would be r9 plus 1, whereby Black continues to develop both chariots. In variation A, c8 equals to 7 is played. Black indicates that he is prepared to attack this file and also develop his chariot, probably as a file chariot. Now Black could play r9 plus 1 to lend support to his right flank. Now this is a novel approach that was found in the book. If he chose to move c2 plus 4, p7 plus 1, e3 plus 1, p7 plus 1, Black can play h9 plus 7 to develop his edge horse, and if the Red were allowed to mobilize his edge horse to attack, Red will have a significant advantage, because now the horse can play h7 plus 6, etc. to attack Black's horse. Moreover, the position of the Black elephant is not very ideal, and Black would have to use at least one move to try to move it away, and that would further slow the pace of Red's counter. So that is why c2 plus 4 is not a good idea. Instead, r9 plus 1 to develop the chariots it would be ideal. And Red would go for r9 equals to 8. This is a sound move. Red cannot be greedy or hasty to play p7 plus 1, because sorry, Black could play h7 plus 6, p7 plus 1. Red already strung the bow, and the shot must be fired. If he chose to play r2 plus 4, Black could play r9 plus 4 and still charge the horse across the river. So p7 plus 1, h6 plus 4 to threaten the horse, to threaten the cannon, sorry. So Black would, Red would have to advance the cannon, and now Black would, once Red gave up, advanced the cannon, he would give up control of this cannon rank and make it vulnerable to attack by Black. So Red would now have seized the initiative and start countering to attack. So all this is done just because Black played p7 plus 1. So that is why it is not advocated. And after r9 equals to 8, Black would usually counter with h7 plus 6 as he tried to fight for the initiative. Now, if he chose to move r1 equals to 2, Black plays r8 plus 5, and suddenly all the Black pieces are stuck. Red would have the advantage because the horse cannot move. Moving the pawn, advancing the pawn, Red will capture it and still gain and threaten to gain material. So r2 plus 4 to prevent the horse from moving. r9 equals to 4. Black insists on pushing the horse across the river. prophylactic measure. R1 equals to 2, R8 plus 6, offering a trade of chariots, which red accepts. Now red for this would be a conservative approach to the situation. Red could consider playing R8 plus equals to 7 to capture the pawn and threaten the gain material because this chariot is covered by the cannon. Black would double down his defense, protecting the horse, and red will retreat the chariot and still have the initiative. So h3 plus 2. After trading, since the horse had retreated, red would now capture the central pawn and block the horse. And it will be an even situation on both colors. So this will sum up variation A. Now in variation B, R9 plus 1 is played. Black would play A4 plus 5. Since the advisor is moved, the king can only move here, so red will now command this important line with this move instead of the usual R9 equals to 4. And black would now play R9 plus 2 to to protect the horse and strengthen his overall defense. Now black would now slowly wait for red to wear himself out, and this would lead to a very complicated position. Now if black played h7 plus 6, red would advance the pawn, and instead of capturing, red would wait for black to wear himself out. We can see that this horse has made 1, 2, 3, 4 moves to trade away for a horse that only makes one move. And now red would grow from strength to strength as his cannon was now targeting the elephant, and the weakness of black's third file is glaring, and red would have an easier time ahead. Now, since black had protected his chariot, red would now attack with R6 plus 4 to patrol the cross riverbank rank. Now this is he will prepare to capture the pawn for practical gains. Now, if he chose to move R2 plus 4, black would offer a trade of chariots, and to lessen the impact that any attack that red might have been preparing, and red would not be the pace of red's attack would have slowed down considerably. If R2 plus 6 were played, h7 plus 6, 2 equals to 3. If R2 equals to 4, black would play R9 equals to 6. And red is poised to counter-attack. The chariot does not have any good place to move, and black can be very satisfied with this position. Now there was no other comments. Let's say the beginner might wonder, let's say, would this move be possible, as red, it will appear that red will gain material? The answer will be no, because black will now be prepared to gain to sacrifice material. He will play c2 equals to 3, and then r1 equals to 2 to threaten the cannon. Now once these two pieces are mobilized, the elephant cannot move because this was an edge horse, so black will capture and attack from the flank. So red cannot be free of worries, and this might not be as good as simply not making r6 plus 4 this move. So r6 plus 4 at this point before the cannon can move. Black switches formation, adopts the sandwich house formation, attacks, retreats, r1 equals to 4, a4 plus 5 to prevent r4 plus 7, r2 plus 2. Now both colors would have switched their formations. Red would now adopt the cross palace cannon. Black will adopt something of the sandwich house defense. Now red has more pawns and he will have a slight advantage, but black will still have a playable game. There are many options for black to continue, but all this, in case you forgot, stem from red playing the edge horse for his fourth ply, and at this point in time, the pace of the board has slowed down considerably. So now let us go through the board from the eyes of black. Same direction cannons. Foul versus Deferred Chariot. Edge horse was main topic of discussion, and black would usually, since black had developed his his horse as an edge horse, black would develop it as a proper horse. In the past, developing the horse as a edge horse is also seen, and there are some boards in the ancient manuals discussing this variation, which will be beyond the scope of today's video. Two variations to play this position of discussion: C8 equals to 7 and R9 plus 1. C8 equals to 7, black could now play R9 plus 1 to strengthen his overall defense, and this would be a novel approach. R9 equals to 8, E7 plus 6. Now, black tried very hard to strive for the initiative. He will not be afraid of red attacking this file. Now, red will now play H R2 plus 4, R9 plus 4, preparing to advance the horse across the river. A4 plus 5, R1 equals to 2, offering a trade of chariot, which red accepts for a steadfast approach. If he wanted to be aggressive with R8 equals to 7, red will still have a slight advantage. H3 minus 2, and since H3 minus 2, red will bombard the central pawn. And it will be an even situation for both colors. Variation B, R9 plus 1, defense, and black makes this move to strengthen his overall defense. R6 plus 4 is better than R2 plus 4 or R2 plus 6. Because if R2 plus 6, the cannon will now be prepared to sacrifice the horse and prepare to attack the elephant. Black starts to change his formation. It develops his red chariot, and so does red, who will start switching his formation also. So red will have an extra pawn, but black will still have a playable game. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video. This will mark the end of the same direction cannons, foul chariot versus deferred chariot variation. If you like the work that I have been doing, please do support my channel and also give this video a thumbs up. Thank you.